Imagine that you're in a relationship with someone who seems to love you more than anything. They shower you with attention, affection, and praise. They make you feel special and happy. But what if they are actually manipulating you? What if they are using various tactics to make you dependent on them, to make you doubt your own reality, to make you feel guilty, addicted, afraid, and ashamed? How would you know? How would you react? How would you escape? This is not a fantasy. This is a reality for many people who are victims of heavy manipulation. Manipulation is a form of influence that aims to change your behavior, thoughts, or emotions to suit someone else's agenda. Manipulation can be subtle or blatant, intentional or unintentional, conscious or unconscious. Manipulation can be used for good or evil, but in this video, we will focus on the negative and harmful aspects of manipulation. Manipulation can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, education, or background. Manipulation can occur in any relationship, whether it is personal, professional, or social. Manipulation can have serious consequences for your mental health, self-esteem, and well-being. That's why it is crucial to be aware of the tactics of heavy manipulation and how to counter them. By doing so, you will be able to protect yourself and your loved ones from being exploited, abused, or deceived by manipulators. You will also be able to live more authentically, confidently, and peacefully, according to your own values and principles. In this video, we will show you the 7 crucial tactics of heavy manipulation that you need to know and how you can use Stoicism to resist and overcome them. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that teaches us how to live wisely and virtuously in a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable. Stoicism can help us deal with the challenges and difficulties that we face in life, especially when we encounter manipulation. So, without further ado, let's dive into the 7 crucial tactics of heavy manipulation that you need to know. Number 1. Gaslighting. Trust your own reality. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation that makes you doubt your own perception, memory, and sanity. It is a way of distorting the truth and creating confusion in your mind. A gaslighter will lie, deny, contradict, and blame you for everything. They will make you feel guilty, insecure, and crazy. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a gaslighter. They cheat on you, but they deny it and accuse you of being paranoid. They forget your birthday, but they claim that you never told them. They break your favorite vase, but they insist that you did it. They yell at you, but they say that you started the fight. They isolate you from your friends and family, but they tell you that they are the only ones who care about you. How do you feel? Confused, hurt, angry, scared, hopeless? That's exactly what the gaslighter wants. They want to make you dependent on them, to make you question your own reality, to make you lose your self-confidence and self-respect. How do you deal with gaslighting? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is in our control and to disregard what is not. We cannot control what other people say or do, but we can control how we react to them. We can also use reason and logic to examine the facts and evidence and to trust our own judgment. We can also seek support from trustworthy friends and professionals who can validate our reality and help us cope with the effects of gaslighting. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with gaslighting. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. The chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself, which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Where then do I look for good and evil? Not to uncontrollable externals, but within myself to the choices that are my own. Epictetus. Don't let the force of an impression when it first hits you knock you off your feet. Just say to it, "Hold on a moment. Let me see who you are and what you represent. Let me put you to the test." Seneca. Number 2, guilt tripping. Stand up for yourself. Guilt tripping is a form of emotional manipulation that makes you feel bad or ashamed for not doing what someone else wants you to do. It is a way of exploiting your sense of duty, obligation, or morality. A guilt tripper will use phrases like, "How could you do this to me? You owe me this. You should be grateful for what I've done for you." Or, "If you really loved me, you would do this." They will make you feel selfish, ungrateful, and unworthy. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a guilt tripper. They ask you to lend them money, but you refuse because you know they are irresponsible with finances. They say that you are a bad partner, that you don't trust them, that you don't care about their needs, that you are stingy and greedy. They remind you of all the times they helped you, supported you, sacrificed for you. They say that you owe them, that you should be grateful, that you should prove your love. How do you feel? Guilty, ashamed, pressured, obligated, resentful. That's exactly what the guilt tripper wants. They want to make you do what they want, to make you feel indebted to them, to make you lose your self-worth and self-respect. How do you deal with guilt tripping? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to act according to our own values and principles, and not to be swayed by external pressures or opinions. We can recognize that we are not responsible for other people's happiness or unhappiness, and that we have the right to make our own choices and set our own boundaries. We can also communicate clearly and assertively, and express our feelings and needs without guilt or fear. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with guilt tripping. It is not the things themselves that disturb people, but the judgments that they form about them. Epictetus. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Let us also produce some bold act of our own, and join the ranks of the most emulated. Seneca. Number 3, love bombing. Don't lose yourself. Love bombing is a form of manipulation that makes you feel special and loved by showering you with excessive attention, affection, and praise. It is a way of creating a strong emotional bond and dependency. A love bomber will use phrases like, "You're the best thing that ever happened to me," "You're my soulmate," "You're perfect for me," or "I can't live without you." They will also give you gifts, compliments, favors, and promises. They will make you feel like you're in a fairy tale. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a love bomber. They text you every hour, call you every night, send you flowers every week, take you to fancy restaurants every weekend, buy you expensive jewelry every month, propose to you after 3 months. They say that you are the most beautiful, smart, funny, kind person they have ever met. They say that you are everything they ever wanted. They say that you make them feel alive. They say that you are the only one who understands them. They say that you are the only one who can make them happy. They say that they want to spend the rest of their life with you. How do you feel? Flattered, admired, adored, cherished, ecstatic? That's exactly what the love bomber wants. They want to make you addicted to them, to make you feel that you can't live without them, to make you lose your self-control and self-respect. How do you deal with love bombing? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to be wary of extreme emotions and to maintain a balanced and rational perspective. We can appreciate and enjoy the positive aspects of a relationship, but we can also be realistic and cautious about the negative or hidden ones. We can also keep our independence and identity and not lose ourselves in another person. We can also seek feedback and advice from trusted friends and family who can help us see the situation more clearly. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with love bombing. Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Seneca. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus. Number 4. Fear-mongering. Overcome your fears. Fear-mongering is a form of manipulation that makes you feel afraid or anxious by exaggerating or inventing threats or dangers. It is a way of controlling your behavior and decisions. A fearmonger will use phrases like, "You're in danger," "You're not safe," "You can't trust anyone," or "You have to do this or else." They will also use scare tactics, intimidation, coercion, and ultimatums. They will make you feel paranoid, insecure, and helpless. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a fearmonger. They tell you that the world is a dangerous place, that there are enemies everywhere, that you are always at risk. They tell you that you need to follow their rules, obey their orders, and listen to their advice. They tell you that you can't trust anyone, not even your friends or family. They tell you that you have to do what they say, or you'll lose everything. How do you feel? Scared, anxious, nervous, stressed, hopeless? That's exactly what the fearmonger wants. They want to make you dependent on them, to make you feel that they are the only ones who can protect you, to make you lose your self-confidence and self-respect. How do you deal with fear-mongering? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to face our fears and to overcome them with courage and wisdom. We can recognize that most of the things we fear are either imaginary or not in our control, and that we can always choose how to respond to them. We can also prepare ourselves for the worst-case scenarios and accept them as possible outcomes, but not as inevitable ones. We can also seek support and guidance from reliable sources and experts who can help us deal with the real or potential problems. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with fear-mongering. "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." Seneca. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius. "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Marcus Aurelius. Number 5. Projection. Don't take the blame. Projection is a form of manipulation that makes you feel guilty or ashamed for something that the manipulator is actually doing or feeling. It is a way of deflecting responsibility and blame from themselves to you. A projector will use phrases like, "You're the one who's lying," "You're the one who's cheating," "You're the one who's angry," or "You're the one who's insecure." They will make you feel confused, defensive, and guilty. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a projector. They lie to you, but they accuse you of being dishonest. They cheat on you, but they suspect you of being unfaithful. They get angry at you, but they say that you are the one who's losing your temper. They feel insecure about themselves, but they say that you are the one who's lacking confidence. How do you feel? Confused, hurt, angry, scared, hopeless. That's exactly what the projector wants. They want to make you doubt yourself, to make you feel that you are the problem, to make you lose your self-confidence and self-respect. How do you deal with projection? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to be honest with ourselves and others, and not to be affected by false accusations or judgments. We can recognize that the projector is projecting their own issues and flaws onto us, and that we are not responsible for them. We can also use reason and logic to examine the facts and evidence, and to trust our own judgment. We can also seek support and guidance from trustworthy friends and professionals who can help us cope with the effects of projection. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with projection. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius. It is not he who reviles or strikes you who insults you, but your opinion that these things are insulting. Epictetus. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. Seneca. Number 6. Triangulation, don't fall for the drama. Triangulation is a form of manipulation that makes you feel isolated or jealous by involving a third party in your relationship. It is a way of creating drama and conflict between you and others. A triangulator will use phrases like, he, she said this about you, he, she agrees with me, he, she is better than you, or he, she is my friend, not yours. They will make you feel betrayed, insecure, and competitive. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a triangulator. They talk behind your back, but they tell you that they are just being honest. They agree with someone else, but they tell you that they are just being fair. They flirt with someone else, but they tell you that they are just being friendly. They befriend your enemy, but they tell you that they are just being polite. How do you feel? Betrayed, insecure, jealous, angry, hopeless. That's exactly what the triangulator wants. They want to make you feel alone, to make you feel that you are not good enough, to make you lose your self-confidence and self-respect. How do you deal with triangulation? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to be loyal to ourselves and others, and not to be influenced by gossip or rumors. We can recognize that the triangulator is trying to manipulate us and others, and that we are not obliged to play their game. We can also use reason and logic to examine the facts and evidence, and to trust our own judgment. We can also seek support and guidance from trustworthy friends and professionals who can help us cope with the effects of triangulation. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with triangulation. The wise man listens to meaning. The fool only gets the noise. Nassim Nicholas Taleb. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Epictetus. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca. Number 7. Shaming. Be proud of yourself. Shaming is a form of manipulation that makes you feel embarrassed or humiliated by criticizing or mocking you. It is a way of lowering your self-esteem and self-worth. A shamer will use phrases like, "You're so stupid," "You're so ugly," "You're so pathetic," or "You're so worthless." They will make you feel ashamed, inferior, and hopeless. For example, imagine that you are in a relationship with a shamer. They make fun of your appearance, but they tell you that they are just joking. They point out your mistakes, but they tell you that they are just helping you. They compare you to others, but they tell you that they are just motivating you. They insult you in public, but they tell you that they are just teasing you. How do you feel? Ashamed, inferior, humiliated, angry, hopeless. That's exactly what the shamer wants. They want to make you feel bad about yourself, to make you feel that you are not worthy of respect, to make you lose your self-confidence and self-respect. How do you deal with shaming? How do you use Stoicism to counter it? Stoicism teaches us to be proud of ourselves and others, and not to be affected by insults or mockery. We can recognize that the shamer is trying to hurt us and make us feel insecure, and that we are not defined by their opinions. We can also use reason and logic to examine the facts and evidence, and to trust our own judgment. We can also seek support and guidance from trustworthy friends and professionals who can help us cope with the effects of shaming. Here are some Stoic quotes that can help you deal with shaming. "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Seneca. "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Marcus Aurelius. "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Eleanor Roosevelt. With all that said, please continue watching the recommended videos now on your screen, or check out one of the videos on our homepage. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you and know what you think. Remember, stay strong, stay stoic. Live well, live wisely.